Good morning, XRP Future Millionaire. It's 8:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast, in the United States of America. It's snowy. We got a lot of rain last night, but we're looking to get 10 plus inches of snow today into tomorrow. So it should be interesting, but we're going to get into this hot and heavy. We're going to read this. XRP could see a short-term bounce, but the downtrend remains unbroken. But we're going to start out hot and heavy before we get into the charts. We're going to read.
To understand is the SEC.
We're going to watch this. Why the SEC Ripple case is nowhere near the lawsuit ending. Pay attention.
Need to understand is the SEC is yet to be forced to turn it over. And so, for example, they filed the motion to reconsider her decision. If she stands by, when I say she, Judge Netburn, if she stands by her original decision and says the documents related, the emails, they come in and the other stuff comes in, then the SEC can write an objection to her decision to the judge presiding over the case, which is Judge Torres. And then Judge Torres would then have, it would take at least another month before she probably would rule, and she's either going to overrule Judge Netburn or she would agree with her. And then the question, Paul, is if Judge Torres sides with Judge Netburn and says these documents must be turned over, will the SEC attempt an appeal to the Second Circuit? So I wish I could come on here and say that, there's going to be any more delays, but I can't. If the SEC fights that hard, if after Judge Torres, assuming she does, rules that these documents must be turned over to Ripple, and the SEC still refuses, you could see a settlement again within 90 days. But that 90 days is from the time they must turn it over.
Right.
Again, guys, I understand what John Deaton is saying, but there's not going to be a settlement. What the hell would be the point of all of this if you settle with the SEC? You need clarity. There has to be a clear and decisive decision. A settlement is not a clear and decisive decision. If XRP Ripple pays a fine, it's not good enough. You need clarity for the ISO coins. This is all a puppet show. He knows it. I know it. You know it.
Judge, and the way this would happen is the judge would say, you have 30 days to turn over the documents, and if you don't, then the case will be dismissed. That's what I think you were looking for. A lot of people were asking, what's the mechanism of when would the judge throw this out? If the SEC refuses to comply with her orders, she could dismiss the case with prejudice against the SEC.
Okay, now that makes sense. A dismissal with prejudice would make sense, but no settlement. So that's just fascinating. So I figured we'd start with that. So XRP could see a short-term bounce, but the downtrend remains unbroken. On shorter time frames, a bounce in prices for most of the crypto market seem to be inbound. As Bitcoin registered some gains recently over the past few days, the stock markets across the globe have also seen a bounce, which gave investors some confidence and made crypto a little less scary than it had been, and the selling pressure hit hard. For XRP2, this positive sentiment could see the price climb somewhat in the days or weeks to come. However, it has strong resistance levels to the north, and a move above these levels is not in sight. In a previous article, it was pointed out that the 51% support level could act as a demand area. This has been the case in the past week, as a daily sessions candlewick to 55 cents was quickly bought up. This pointed to some demand in this area. The price broke beneath the long-term descending channel yellow that XRP had been trading within since August. The channel's lows and the 64-cent resistance level offered some confluence in resistance levels to XRP, with 70 cents also being a level of resistance above. Over the next few days, the bullish momentum over the past few days could continue and could see XRP climb perhaps as far as 71 cents. This move could trick some market participants into believing a bullish trend was established. XRP could reverse after selling into these buy orders, which would see the price drop towards 51 cents. Once more, bull trap or double pressure. XRP would need to climb above 76 cents and flip it to the support before the downtrend can be considered broken. The previous lower high lies at 81.6 and is the level to flip to shift the market structure. The RSI dropped below 30 and at the time of writing was climbing. Generally, when the daily RSI drops below 30, XRP it manages to climb at least high at 40 and sometimes even above neutral 50. The awesome oscillator continued to remain below zero level, while the OBV was also on a downtrend. Both the indicators showed that bearish momentum was strong and selling volume has been also steady. Conclusion: in the long term, a sustained downtrend appeared likely. A move above 76 and 81.6 would be necessary to suggest the bearish market structure is broken. So, fascinating, good information, good numbers. PBR is down 1.59%, but I expect that to get gobbled up pretty quickly, I would expect. Unless we fail this region, then we would come down. But we're riding the short-term moving averages. There's been better buying opportunities that never came down to my 1286, so I never bought back in as of yet, but still watching. So markets are looking pretty good right now. Gold and silver. Commodities markets are doing pretty decent. Total crypto market cap's at 1.74 trillion. And that's a critical level because that's below. But so we're below the 1768, obviously, that we have to break. But that 1744 is that critical support that you cannot break. If you do break that, you've got 1722 as your mainline support. But you really want to hold that 30-minute time frame. And then if you, at worst case, 1722 is the bull flag that you have to hold if you want to maintain bullishness in the total crypto market cap. And that leads the market. Bitcoin, we're sitting at 38,391, so we're down 0.78%. Not much has changed. We did fall through a critical level, so I want you guys to pay attention to this. I had that up there at 38,569 because that's the bull flag top. You don't want to come back through there. And I was generous. I didn't even go up to the wick. So you don't want to break that if you want to continue the bull run or the short-term bullish thesis. So Bitcoin needs to get topside of this and then bounce. And that's when, if you see Bitcoin here and it looks like it's going to bounce, that's when you would buy in for the potential move to 39.9. And then you could get up to a 41,900 top push. So that's what we're looking at. Right now, Bitcoin is in a bearish state, and it would be dangerous to buy anything right here unless you're holding on to something, see what Bitcoin does. But it's possible that Bitcoin has a 2,000 point drop at some point today and comes back down to that 36,694 level before deciding anything further. So that's what we need to watch for Bitcoin. And with XRP, it's still fighting with the 30-minute time frame. The short-term moving average, the 200-day is way down, but the red is the short-term 20-day. And if you want to maintain a short-term bullish thesis, you're going to have to maintain that. Otherwise, you're going to come down to 61.5 and retest that 200-day and 30-minute. But once you do that, you break this bull flag, and nobody wants that. Once you break the bull flag, that shows retracements. So, well, I want it. Well, I'm saying if you're in a position, you're not looking for that. So 62467 is that support resistance line, and as you can see, we're over it just barely. And it's correlating nicely with the 30-minute time frame, with the short-term moving average and the 20-day. So today we're looking for some volume. We haven't got it yet. It's going to be hard to get up over 65.5 with this kind of volume. XDC. We're still fighting here in this area. XDC, if I could buy it, this is the one that I would be most intrigued with, probably just because of how it looks. It hasn't broke out of any range here. We're fighting with the short-term moving average, the 200 days on top, as to where XRP, the 200 days on the bottom is support. And the 20 days being used as support. So this is flip-flop, so this could be very well looking for a run. That's what you're looking for. XLM, we're trying to find or ride that 20-day and the 200. We stay above that, we can stay bullish. If we fall below that, it could be a little bit of a drop here to about 19.9, 19.8. See if the 200-day will hold. And then DGB, and then I gotta go. Same thing. It's being squeezed between that downtrend, and then we've got the 20-day that it's in between. So we're resistant on the downtrending resistance. Supported on the 20-day. If that breaks, then you start to come down towards 2170. If it holds, you can come up towards 2352. Make sure to hit the like button. Consider joining Tom's Army. Join the exclusive Telegram, or the Crypto Mentor 99 joined the exclusive Telegram. Oh yes, and join Tom's Army, believe it or not. So Crypto Mentor 99, I want to thank you for being the first member of the YouTube community, the YouTube streaming community that joined Tom's Army. So I really do appreciate that. But yeah, for all the questions on my Telegram, we could hit 65.5. 69 would be harder to hit. But I suspect we could probably be retracing. As long as we stay over the 30-minute time frame and the 200-day, especially the 20-day, we're looking pretty good. But like I said, Bitcoin's below a critical resistance area. So if it stays below that, we're going to crash today. If it can get above it, we could have a smaller push up before a future crash. I predict XRP to 51 cents in the near term and then likely lower, but we could get a significant bounce off that 51 to 52 cent area.